Hey, 7th grade, Mr. Hildebrand here. This is for World History for Thursday the 17th. In case you missed the Zoom, this is how you can get caught up. So we started off our lesson today talking about the myth of the four seasons, Hades, Persephone, Demeter. We kind of watched this one and talked about how the ancient Greeks didn't know why there were four seasons, why the weather kept changing. And so they used their gods and goddesses and made up a story to explain it, help them understand. And then we talked about how, in modern times, we know that the four seasons actually are basically caused by the tilt of the earth, right? And the way that the sun hits it, depending on what time of year as you're traveling around the earth, you either get more or less sunlight than other times. So you get more or less warmth and heat. And so we know that, and so we know that's why the seasons change and the temperature changes. Ancient Greeks didn't know that. What we then moved on to is we moved back to our discussion on Athens versus Sparta. We read that'll come later. We read the bottom part of this Athens article, which you can find on the Canvas links page. And we talked about specifically how Athens developed a defensive league where they got a bunch of the cities together and kind of made allies with them to defend themselves against the Persians, how they were constantly helping other cities who needed help in defending themselves, but eventually they started using the money they got from controlling the trade and controlling the seas to making Athens look very beautiful. They invested in a lot of art and architecture, built a big wall around Athens, and so we kind of talked about that and how that kind of sparked an intense rivalry between Sparta and Athens, and eventually they're going to go to war. That'll be next week. We'll talk about that next week. So we talked about that, and then we looked at our direction sheet for our project. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of give a synopsis of how to do this project in a separate video. It's going to be posted right after this one. So just look for the very next video either on my YouTube channel or the very next one that's posted on Canvas. That way, in case you were in class, you can just watch the directions. If you were not in class, you can just watch both. All right, so stay tuned, and I will explain this one in the next video.